Hello, gorgeous Libra. We are approaching a full moon on October the 13th or 14th, depending on where you are around the world, in fiery Aries. We are still in Libra season, so we are still dealing with relationships in general, trying to keep the calm and balance. So since the start of October, there have been some tense cosmic energies, and if you have been feeling highly strung, easily frustrated or overwhelmed, there is going to be a huge release point on offer for us under the bright Aries full moon. Full moons in general are emotional. We may be driven by our feelings to take action, and we can be moved around by emotion. Full moons in Aries tend to come with a lot of energy, as Aries is a fire and cardinal sign ruled by energetic Mars. Sometimes these emotions can get the better of us, and we can blow up and be more easily irritated, frustrated, and annoyed. So a healthy outlet for these feelings that surface during this lunar phase is a definite must. It's time to release ourselves from the shackles we have become bound by, and under the light of full moon, we will be guided to unlock the doors and help free ourselves from any self-imposed barriers that we have been hiding behind. So we have to remove the masks we have been hiding behind, and it is a time to be our true authentic selves now. So this is in general, not just for Libras, but in general. Pluto will also be very active under this full moon, and it will be encouraging us to keep shedding the layers that hold us back so we can rise into our fullest power. By doing that, we need to come out of the shadows with courage to share our energy with the world, because that is why we are here. That is why our souls bothered to make this courageous, scary, but beautiful journey to Earth in the first place. To share who we are with the world, to share our energies with the world. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and it is ruled over by the energy of number 1 in numerology, which is about leadership, ownership, and showing up exactly as we are, free of attachments and insecurities, and just ready to bring all of who we are into the world. We may have collected insecurities along the way in our personal life journeys, and it is moments like these where we are reminded to break the chains and to see those illusions for what they are. The fear, they are illusions. So the Aries full moon wants us to make sure we are not hiding away our true selves or sacrificing too much in order to make those around us comfortable, or to ensure that we are not doing the reverse and allowing our ego to overwhelm or smother anyone else's true energy. So besides releasing us from our self-imposed prisons, this full moon is also going to be challenging us in our relationships, as we are still in Libra season. So if there have been any relationship issues present under the Libra new moon back in September, this full moon could also bring some new information to the surface that will allow you to be to find closure. So while this energy will be motivating us to break free, it may help to check in and ensure we are acting from a place of love rather than ego, as Aries is a fire sign, and with the fiery quality of this full moon, it can make us want to rush, force, and jump into things head first. So if this has been the case in any relationship in your life, you may find that the full moon pushes you to take action because it's emotional, or to make changes. So I would suggest just to stop breathe and reflect before taking any action. So maybe the relationships, certain relationships that are not serving you, not serving your soul's growth in any way, they may be released under this energy, or you may set new healthy boundaries to make it better. So take a look at what limitations have been working against you that are preventing you from moving forward. What thoughts or beliefs have been blocking your progress or standing in your way? Take a look at those. As Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, full moons in Aries can be those times when you finalize plans to start something new and see the successful completion of something you started long before, like a project. So you could say that it's like the end of the beginning, or the beginning of the end kind of thing. So in some way, yeah. So whatever happens during this time can determine whether something lives on and makes it all the way, or falls completely apart or loses its steam. So this full moon will be squaring Pluto in Capricorn, which is an aspect that brings difficulty. It is a difficult aspect. A square is always a difficult aspect. So when Pluto is squaring Capricorn, it will amplify anger and aggression, and you may find yourself fighting more over power and control. So maybe you need to take a step back. This is like I said, a difficult transit, and there may be some major fighting of some sort within this full moon phase. So I would suggest stop, breathe, reflect, and then take action. This full moon also is trine transiting Jupiter in Sagittarius, and that's a smooth, easier transit. So it's a smooth aspect, and Jupiter wants us to try and not to be serious about all of the drama, and not to get sucked into the drama. So it's kind of contradicting itself with the energies, but it's a good thing because it's kind of like relaxing to one side and not becoming too controlling. The full moon being on an Aries Libra axis, which is square to Pluto, where the energies might push some of us, not all of us, but some of us, depending on our natal chart, to be tempted to assert our claims to power in a ruthless way, and conflicts can hardly be avoided if we are not too careful. So as I suggested, stop, breathe and reflect, and then take action. Otherwise, I would say stand by your light. Do not be a doormat, but do not be afraid to show your weaknesses either. The strong energy of these days could well be used for a deep personal process of clarification. The feeling of uncertainty can make you solve problems faster than normal. Do not rush if there was a deadline, and try to slow down so that you can decide what it is you really want to do and proceed at your comfortable pace. So, Libra, yeah, we're still in your season. We're still dealing with relationships. Libra is in general, because it's in the 7th house. 7th house is the house of relationships and marriage, or committed partnerships, or business partnerships, etc. And you could find yourself voicing your feelings. That would be a total surprise to you as well as your other half. So sometimes we don't know how angry we are when we're locked into a dynamic that feels familiar and structured, but doesn't give us quite all the room we need. Asserting a little independence is healthy. So it will not break you to make you. It will not break you to voice your feelings, voice your true self, basically. So let's see what the tarot has to say for Librans for the full moon. And this is a full moon layout that consists of 5 cards, and there are corresponding questions with each card. So firstly, let's ask for the 5 cards. So higher self, please present me with 5 cards. Okay, we've got 2 already. So we need 3 more cards. And lastly, 1 more card. There we go. I feel like you have been traveling a lot lately, Libra, whether it's physically or in your mind, but there has been some sort of travel going on. Now, with the first card, what are the energies that you have attracted or manifested since the last new moon? And I've got the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups represents a person who's very emotional. Now, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. It just means that you are feeling very emotional, and can be, you may even be like in touch with your inner feelings more so at the moment, to the point where your psychic and your intuition is very strong. And if you have a look at the picture, Queen of Cups looks like she's being, she's swimming in water. So whether they're your tears or your emotions, it just means that you have been feeling very emotional lately. So what are the energies that have been you have attracted or manifested since the last new moon? High emotional energy. Okay. So what needs to come into your consciousness? And what I've got here is the King of Pentacles. Now, the King of Pentacles represents someone who has achieved material security. So this needs to come into your consciousness. Maybe you have been neglecting your maybe your job or your other half, your reality basically, and being more inwards, and that's why you are so in touch with your feelings at the moment, and you're kind of out of touch with the because the Pentacles is an earth element, and you've been out of touch with the earth element lately and more with the emotions. And the third card represents what no longer serves you and needs to be released. And I have the 6 of Swords here. 6 of Swords represents, this is either physically traveling somewhere or you moving away from troubled waters to calmer waters. So what no longer serves you and needs to be released is the troubled waters. You are releasing them, you're getting there, you're moving forward to more calmer waters. And if you have been traveling, it is now time to go back home. So it has been very tiring. So how can you release and let go of these energies that you no longer need? Okay, this is not the way. It doesn't say that you should be staying up late at night and being upset or crying or whatever. That's the way to get rid of these energies. No, it just says that worrying over situations is not going to get you there, but by planning every worry that you may have and putting them into your conscious and ticking them off one by one and removing them is the way to go, so that it does not overwhelm you. And what can you learn from this experience and to make magic happen until the next moon? And what we have is the Knight of Wands. It's saying that take every day as an adventure, and you are going towards calmer waters, and that is not the way. That is not the way to go. It is not the way to release any negativity. So you can't release negativity with negativity, and it is saying don't take things too seriously. I mean, this is the perfect card that represents Jupiter trine Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is depicted by the horse as a symbol. So this is like saying, yes, take that adventure and make every day an adventure. And that is probably what you have learned. So taking every day as an adventure. It's a new experience, new thing to learn, and take it from there. So that's your astrology and your tarot for the full moon Aries, Libra, and I hope you enjoy the full moon energies. Take it easy, and may love and light be with you always. Bye.